Oh my God, I just realized I was muted the whole time. I just did the full Jaidwani. Oh God, sorry about that. Um, okay, let me start over. I'm just gonna do a short Jaidwani because I just did the complete Jaidwani while I was muted. Um, Nityal Bhavishtam Vishnuparash Jai Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandharbika Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai Nityal Bhavishtam Vishnuparash Shuttarishita Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shri Guru Dev Ki Jai Nityal Bhavishtam Vishnuparash Shuttarishita Shishimar Bhaktivedānta Vaman Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shatashmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Śrīla Prabhupāda Ki Jai Jai Todiya Shubha Tiruva Titi Ki Jai Śrīla Prabhupāda's Viraha Mahotsava Ki Jai Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shatashmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shatashmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupāda Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Goksharas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shard Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai नाम आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जाय श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जाय श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय जय श्री कार्तिक व्रत नियम सेवा की जाय उर्ज व्रत की जाय उर्जेश्वरी रासेश्वरी शिव शिवानंदनी श्रीमती राधा ठाकुरानी की जाय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरे कृष्ण अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः Sorry. Is the power still there? I think so. Yes. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Shri Radhika Priyatmane Shri Shrimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Keshava Bhinna Rupine Shri Shrimar Bhakti Vedanta Vamaniti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Acharya Singharupine Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Iti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Namo Gaurkishoraya Shakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannatayate Namaha Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. Anga Shamalima Chata Viravito Mandi Kritendi Varam Jadyam Jagurorochisham Vidadatam Patambarasya Shriya. Sorry. Patambarasya Shriya Vrindaranya Vilasinam Hridilasar Dama Viramodaram Radha Skandha Niveshito Jalabhujam Dhyaye Madamodaram Vrindaye Tulsidevaye Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. Oops, sorry. 1 second. Dandavat pranams, dear devotees, Nitai Mukeshji, Champak Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook. I opened up Facebook. I'm sorry. I opened up this program Restream a bit late, so I can't see all the comments, but I see Pramila Didi, Rasapriya Didi. I'm guessing Ganga Mataji and Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji, and I don't know who else is there. Yeah, please leave a comment, then I'll know who you are. So sorry, today I'm starting very late. Some technical difficulty with my microphone. Haribol Shubhananta Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. I'm just reading right now. Well, I'm listening to the audiobook of this book, 5 years, 11 months by Vishaka Didi. I'm on the last 4 minutes of it. I'm on the last 4 minutes of the book. It is, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. If anybody, yeah. It's called 5 years, 11 months. So just so beautiful, so heartfelt, so honest. And also something I really appreciated is she gives a lot of honor to Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers throughout the book. She talks about the program that Srila Prabhupada did with Srila Bhaktivedānta Puri Goswami Maharaj, when Srila Prabhupada's, the affectionate dealings of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhakti Rakshak Goswami Maharaj. She's even just quoting from Srila Shira Goswami Maharaj. I was just listening this morning for no reason at all, just to like his quotes on humility. And and she writes about Srila Prabhupada meeting with his godbrothers at the end and everything. Anyways, it's really nice to see the honor that she's giving to Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers in the book. But the whole thing is just so inspiring, so much. Yeah, can't recommend it highly enough. So the book Pramila Didi is by Vishaka Devi. You can find it on Amazon. I have the Audible version right here. It's called 5 years, 11 months. Okay, so today I thought we could read from Haribol Anadi Krishna Prabhu and Haribol Raseshwari Mataji. Haribol. So yeah, today I thought we could read from my Shiksha Guru and Priya Bandhu. I've never actually read the book before. I actually haven't read any of it before. So this will be my first time ever reading it. I just quickly was looking, what could we read? And I saw that there's a chapter in this book. There's a chapter in this book on Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Leela. So I thought we could read that. And I'm not so sure about the translation for this book though. I just quickly glanced through this, and some things seemed a little bit strange to me. Like the name Kritiratna means one who is a jewel among managers, and I don't know, there's like things that made me question the translation all throughout, but anyhow, let's see. Anyhow, it doesn't, it's, the essence is there. So just opening, making this big. Okay, so these are memories from my Srila Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishya Shishimad Bhaktivedānta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. So Srila Prabhupada's Disappearance Leela. Srila Prabhupada's desire to go to Govardhan. Excerpts from Mathura class, 1993. And this book, I think, was compiled by Mula Prakriti Mataji, who also made the wonderful book, Our Srila Prabhupada, Friends to All. So she also compiled this book. So yeah, this is excerpts from Mathura class, 1993. In his last days, Srila Swami Maharaj requested his disciples, "Take me to Govardhan. I want to go there just now. I don't want to go by car. I will go by bullock cart, like Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maya, all the gopis and all the Brajvasis." He wished for this opportunity, but he could not go. I knew this fact. And actually, Vishaka Devi was just writing about this. I just heard this like a few minutes ago. She was mentioning this, how Srila Prabhupada wanted to go to Govardhan, and he wanted to go by bullock cart. She was just mentioning that same point. Oh, and Haribo JND, is that Gyana Shakti Prabhu? It's Haribo, pronounced. He wished for this opportunity, but he could not go. I knew this fact. Actually, he went there with his soul, his transcendental body. He was always there among Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. By Tad Anuragi Jananugami, by those following those eternal residents of Vrindavan who possess inherent spontaneous attachment for Sri Krishna. His desire was to go to Govardhan, and he also expressed his real intention in the matter of this desire. Govardhan, please give me residence, but near you. That's Srila Raghunath Das Goswami writes, Nija Nikatani Vasam Dehi Govardhanata. That means Govardhan, please give me residence near you. In all of Brajmandal, Gokul is the best place, because Gokul is where Krishna was born from the womb of Yashoda, and where he performed his childhood pastimes. In Gokul, there is a multitude of cows, gopis, and gopas, and the main gopa is Krishna. He resides in Gokul, which includes Nandagram, Varshana, Kamyavan, and Vrindavan. In all of Gokul, Vrindavan is the best place, and in Vrindavan, Govardhan is best. In all of Govardhan, his two eyes, Radha Kund and Shamakund, are the best. And the sweetest and most attractive pastimes of Shri Radha Krishna take place there. Param Pujapad, Srila Swami Maharaj therefore wanted to go to that place, because the best of all their pastimes is performed there. There, Ras Leela takes place in a special way. So much attractive Krishna Leela is enacted at Giriraj Govardhan, and therefore devotees pray, "O Giriraj, please fulfill my desire to witness these pastimes." Iti kilakalanartam lagnakas tadvayorme. That's in the Govardhan Vaspatana Dashakam. Please facilitate my desire to witness these pastimes. Srila Swami Maharaj wanted to go to Govardhan with the same idea in mind. Oh, Haribo Vidyalasa Didi. His life's ideal and principal desire was to give Raj Prem to the world. But first he had to spend a long time preaching Vaidhi Bhakti, cutting away the jungle of atheism and Mayavad, like in his Pranamatra, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desha Tarini. He was delivering the whole Western countries, the Paschat Desh, from Mayavad and Shunyavad, or Buddhism. He desired to translate the Srimad Bhagavatam in full, and especially to describe elaborately the pastimes narrated in the 10th canto. But Bhagavan called him back to his Nitya Lila. Perhaps Krishna did not want him to remain in separation from him any longer. And therefore, Srila Swami Maharaj's desire to go to Giriraj Govardhan was fulfilled by Bhagavan's calling him back to Giriraj Govardhan in Goloka Vrindavan. That's very cool. So Srila Swami Maharaj's desire to go to Giriraj Govardhan was fulfilled by Bhagavan's calling him back to Giriraj Govardhan in Goloka Vrindavan. Giriraj Govardhan is our primary shelter because Prem Bhav, the mood of pure ecstatic love, is highest there. Srila Swami Maharaj wanted to relish this pinnacle of Krishna Prem and to distribute it to the residents of this world. Therefore, like Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupāda, and my own worshipful Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Maharaj also wanted residence near Govardhan. Govardhan is the best place in Braj for both sadhaks and siddhas. If a sadhak who does not have prem performs bhajan there, he will get prem. And if a perfected devotee goes there, he will relish Radha Krishna's Nitya Lila. He will also receive darshan of the Mahabhav, which is most dear to Radha Krishna. Those who are most intelligent wants to serve the divine couple Shishi Radha and Krishna on the bank of Radhakund. Srila Swami Maharaj explains this in his Nectar of Instruction. Such devotees wants to be there, and if they cannot be there in their body, they can live there by mind and heart. Devotees like Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami, Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami all have permanent seats there. Have you gone there? If you go there with any high-class advanced devotee, you may see something, for everything is there. Yeah, really, Giriraj Govardhan is the true bhajan kutir of all of our Guru Varga, all of our Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga. That is their real bhajan kutir. It's the place of all of our acharyas. That's their permanent residence. And something I remember, Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, as soon as Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj entered Nitya Lila, then he immediately went to Govardhan to take shelter. And because that's where our Guru Varga is most strongly present, is in Govardhan. And so to alleviate the burning of separation, that's where he went to connect with Srila Bhakti Madhav Goswami Maharaj. Even though he was supposed to be Acharya, he just immediately went there. And then finally people had to go and bring him back. So if you go there with any high-class advanced devotee, you may see something, for everything is there. The Pandavas and Draupadi are also there, performing aradhana, worship of the gopis. Those who are always present there in their transcendental bodies, under the guidance of Sri Rupa Manjari and Sri Rati Manjari, are the topmost devotees. We want to follow them. This is the mood of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, and also the mood of Srila Bhaktivedānta Swami Maharaj. This is actually the highest glorification of Śrīla Swami Maharaj. If one does not understand this glory, he is unfortunate, because he is not actually touching his glory. Such a person cannot glorify him properly. Devotees must appreciate him for his most elevated qualities, especially describing his highest love and affection for Srimati Radhika. I know that he wanted to be there in Govardhan forever, and he is forever serving there. He actually realized the above-mentioned prayer written by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami in the Govardhan Vas Prarthana Dashakam. And we see Srila Prabhupada's partiality to Srimati Radhika in the song. What is it? Krishna tava punya have bhai. E punya kuribe jabe, Radharani kushi have. Dhruva ati bodhi tomatai. He says that if you help me in this preaching work, this order, I've been given this order by my spiritual master, who is Radharani's delegation. He's one of Radharani's own people, made like Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And if you help me in this work, then Srimati Radhika will be pleased with you, if you help me with this. So, visiting him in his last days. Srila Swami Maharaj was becoming very ill, and our Sukhananda Prabhu was offering him naturopathic massages with Ganga water. And Sukhananda Prabhu is, maybe we could read his glorification. If there's time at the end, we could read his remembrances of Srila Prabhupada in the Mula Prakriti Mataji's book. But he's now a Kinchan Maharaj, and he lives in our Giridhari Gaudiya Math. So yeah, Sukhananda Prabhu is offering him naturopathic massages with Ganga water. Before he went abroad to England, Sukhananda Prabhu came to Vrindavan for 2 hours every morning and evening for 14 days to massage him, and these massages helped him. We also sometimes visited and spoke with him then. Once we came at a time when he had hardly eaten or even taken water for many days. Still, he affectionately greeted us, and as he had always done with all, he lovingly offered us the opulent Mahaprasadam that had been prepared and offered by his disciples. He exclaimed how nicely his young students were trying to serve their Gurudev and Krishna. Even though he himself had eaten nothing at all for so long, he made sure, in such a careful and affectionate way, that each of us took prasadam to our full satisfaction. Haribol Patita Pavani Devi. Some god brothers and associates were paying visits to him in his room around this time. Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, Srila Ban Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj, Indupati Prabhu from Srila Madhav Maharaj's temple at Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, Ananda Prabhu. I think Ananda Prabhu is referring to our Param Gurudev's Sevak, who is Bhaktivedānta Swami Maharaj, who's in Devananda Gaudiya Math. He's 92 years old. And many more devotees came to see him. And Vishaka Devi, in her book, she also talks about this, how Srila Prabhupada is begging forgiveness from his godbrothers. And then his godbrother said, no, we haven't taken any offense. You haven't made any offense. Anyways, all that is in that book. We also came several times to be with him, along with our brahmacharis like Sheshai Prabhu, Shubhananda Prabhu's Tirtha Maharaj, Premananda Prabhu, and sometimes others. There are tape recordings of some of these conversations, but most of them were in Bengali or Hindi. Just before Kartik month, actually, there's the conversation of Srila Gurudev that he often recounts of that last darshan of Srila Prabhupada. That was also recorded. You can hear it. Just before Kartik month, in early October, when our annual Brajmandal Parikrama was about to begin, Param Pujapad Śrīla Swami Maharaj sent for me. He requested his senior sannyasis and many others. I want to meet with Narayan Maharaj. A few of them then came by car and requested me. Srila Prabhupada wants you, so please come now. I was in the midst of giving evening discourse to our Parikrama party, but I came immediately. When I arrived in his room at Krishna Balaram Mandir, he was quite silent. Some boys were singing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and some sannyasis and other disciples were silent. After some time, he opened his eyes and indicated with his eyes for me to come close. He was so enthusiastic before his death, not his death, no, his entering Krishna Lila. He was not speaking, but when he saw me, he showed his happiness. The devotees were chanting Hare Krishna very softly in Srila Swami Maharaj's special tune, and all could see that he was not speaking now. I offered pranam to him. Shantya pranam. I'd never heard that term before, but Shantya pranam means standing and silent. I guess. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that term. I offered pranam to him, Shantya pranam, because I saw that there were many persons present and no space for me to offer full pranam. When he saw me, he at once said, Oh, Narayan Maharaj has come. He wanted me to take a seat on his bed. He tried to sit up, but I put my hands on him and said, Please lie down. I will sit over here. He then motioned for me to come nearer to his bed and said, I want to speak to you. He wanted me to sit closer to his ear. So he told some disciples, Bring a chair. And I sat on it near to his ear. First, he began to weep. His heart was melted. From the core of his heart, he told me, Narayan Maharaj, can you excuse me? I feel that there is cause for you to forgive me. For the sake of preaching, I have told my disciples some things which perhaps I should not have said. Also, I spoke very strongly about my godbrothers in one letter, which was then sent to everyone. I said that we are preaching and others are not, that they are Kanishta Adhikaris who don't preach but are idle. I said that none of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas helped me, that they only take Mahaprasadam and sleep. At this time, many of his sannyasi disciples were watching. His words and mood implied to me many things about how he wanted to encourage his young students. As we are careful with babies, so he sometimes instructed some of them not to mix with his godbrothers and other Gaudiya Vaishnavas. To save his newcomers from becoming disturbed or confused, he sometimes told them not to visit anywhere else. One reason was that a few of his godbrothers had done some wrong things. Also, his disciples did not understand the Indian ways of indirect, subtle meanings. Also, he did not want them to lose heart due to criticism from any Indian Vaishnavas who may not have understood their sensitivities and his style of training them. Yeah, because I mean, the culture in the Gaudiya Math is very different. Like, the idea of things are very different actually in the Gaudiya Math in many ways. Just things like women going on the altar, like women becoming pujaris, and there's so like many different things, cultural things that would have caused a lot of havoc. Srila Prabhupada had a certain prescription, and that needed to be administered. And anyways. So Srila Swami Maharaj had been a member of the Gaudiya Math for a very long time, and he knew the regulations and Siddhanta. But he could not teach all his disciples everything in just a few years. He had been cultivating many Vaishnav Westerners from different countries, but they still lacked our Vedic culture and Sadachar He had given his young disciples instructions to avoid other Vaishnavas just to protect them from becoming discouraged. He would say, although they are not fully trained, their devotional attitude is so nice. I am praying to Guru Maharaj and the Rupanuga Guru Varga to bless them all. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and Sri Baladev Prabhu will surely give them their mercy. Srila Swami Maharaj was remembering all these things, and now he requested me, kindly tell the other Vaishnavas that I have made this offense, and to please excuse me. I have so much sorrow for this. I told him, you are my Shiksha Guru and a pure Vaishnava. I know that you cannot do anything that is not in the line of bhakti. You have done these things only for the purpose of serving your Gurudev and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we also do this. All of us are indebted to you. There is no question. We know the prediction, Prithivite ache jato nagaradigram. You have performed a miracle. You have spread his glories everywhere. We don't think that you have done anything wrong, so I have nothing for which to excuse you. But I will relay your request to the senior Vaishnavas. You are my Shiksha Guru. Whatever instructions you give me, I will follow with absolute sincerity. Tears were sweetly falling from his eyes. He was acting in such a humble way, as if he was not a good Vaishnava. But actually, he was like Srila Narottam Das Thakur and Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur. He continued, Shishimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupāda ordered all of us to preach in Europe and America. That was his strong desire. His other desire was that we all work together to preach. I didn't waste a single moment. I tried my best, and to some extent, it has been successful. His voice was choked with emotion as he continued to speak. If we can work conjointly, then, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared, this Sankirtan movement has great possibilities. Then he told me, I want you to help take care of my disciples. I want them to be good and qualified devotees. If they come to you, please care for them. Many of his disciples were nearby, so he softly whispered in Bengali, when I went to the West, I caught so many monkeys in my net. Really, they are very expert in quarreling among themselves like that. They are still very young and untrained. So I request you that after my departure, you will help them in every respect. Considering the implications of this order from my Shiksha Guru, I hesitated. Then he grasped both of my hands in his own, looked deeply into my eyes, and asked me to promise to help. Therefore, I agreed, saying, I promise that according to my ability and my Bhakti Siddhanta Tattva, don't totally get that, is I will always be ready to help them as you request. Then I told him, I want to say something to them. He at once became inspired and called to them, oh, all of you, come near and hear Narayan Maharaj. Please take into your hearts what he is speaking. Then I told them all, don't think that Srila Swami Maharaj is leaving this world. Gurudev is eternal. You are fortunate to have such a bona fide Guru and Vaishnav. You should try to preach his mission more and more enthusiastically. If you are after material things, you will find yourselves quarreling over name, fame, and worldly gain. You will not be following his teachings. You will not be following his mission. You'll be doing wrong. So don't pursue your own self-interest. Give up all these things. To serve Srila Swami Maharaj and to preach his mission, you should be united with all the devotees. Don't quarrel with others over a small point. Don't expel anyone from this mission by finding small faults. Try to behave like friends, with brotherhood, and then you can preach. If you have difficulty with any of these things, then, as Srila Swami Maharaj has requested me, you can come to me, and I will try to help you from the core of my heart. They all listened to me then, and this was recorded on a cassette tape. Srila Swami Maharaj turned his head slowly, looking over the devotees as they gathered in closely. Then he slowly lifted his hands, as if to call them to attention, and said, "Listen to Narayan Maharaj. Don't fight amongst yourselves. I have given all direction in my books." Then he lowered his hand. After this, Srila Swami Maharaj told me, "I pray to you that you will put me into my samadhi with your own hands. I don't want to take samadhi from anyone else's hands. I think you are the proper person. After my samadhi, arrange to celebrate my Viraha Mahotsav, my separation festival. You should give some amount of money to all the 7 temples in Vrindavan and to all the Gaudiya Mats. It depends on you how much. 201 rupees, 1001 rupees, according to your discretion, whatever you recommend." They should all hear these instructions and arrange to pay. Also arrange a Mahotsav, a festival in Mathura, and invite all the senior Vaishnavas to the feast. Invite all the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan. Do this for me, and again I am telling you that you should always help my devotees. And then editor's note. For special insight into the historical record, we have chosen to include here excerpts from a transcription of an original taped recording. These memories and personal insights were spoken in a temple class shortly after Srila Prabhupada's departure by one of his senior disciples, Bhagavad Das, who had been present at this same occasion described by Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj above. We pray that the assembled Vaishnavas will treat this information with sensitive care, as such topics are not generally generally not for public discussion. Okay, so this is spoken soon after Srila Prabhupada's departure, Srila Prabhupada's entering Nitya Lila. And so at this time, I think I'm guessing Bhagavad Das is Bhaktivedānta Bhagavat Maharaj now. But yeah, this is spoken when he probably didn't have faith in Gurudev, you know what I mean? Like as like that kind of faith that he has now, because this is just right after Srila Prabhupada's disappearance. So he says, while Srila Prabhupada was lying there, he assumed a certain pose, but we couldn't understand it. We just thought he was lying on the bed. He had his hands in a certain way. His head was in a certain way. His legs were in a certain way, and he arched his body in a certain manner. Srila Narayan Maharaj said, "Oh, he is in such and such mudra. It's a type of mudra." He said, "This is exhibited by someone in the last period before he passes away. It indicates that he is dancing with Krishna. When he exhibits this form in bed, it means that he is dancing with Krishna. It is a dancing pose." Some people may try to understand Srila Prabhupada's relationship with Krishna, but this indicated a specific pastime. Srila Narayan Maharaj then brought in his brahmacharis. He has a little choir there in Mathura. He and the brahmacharis began to sing Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, and there's a recording of that. You can hear it, him and Sheshai Prabhu. He has a beautiful voice, a very baritone or baritone voice. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, She Mor Sampada. He sang very, very slowly. Everyone was crying. The whole room was in tears. And everyone was very, very shook up. Then, as the night continued, the kirtan continued on and on. And do you want to hear that? I can play that recording here. Let me just, 1 second, let me just share my share sound. Okay, I think now you'll be able to hear. Let me just find it really quick. Oops. Let's find it. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada. Where would that be? Wait, let me just go in here. Here. There are a few recordings. There are 3 recordings here. I'm not sure. Let's see which one it might be. I don't think it's that one. That sounds like it's in a big room. Can't hear anything. That's weird.
We know that this place is of Rupa Goswami.
Huh, I think this is it. Oh, maybe, no, I think it's this one actually.
Śrī Rupa Manjari Pada, Sei Mor Sampada, Sei Mor Bhajana Pujana. এটা ধীরে ধীরে ধরতো বসে ওইখানে বসে ধর যাতে মহারাজের কানে একটু যায় রূপমঞ্জরি তো আমাদের সর্বস্ব.
So you could in Bengali he was saying, sing it into his ear. And then Rup Manjari is our sarvasva, our everything, our all in all. But yeah, so this is sitting next to Srila Prabhupada. He's telling Sheshai Prabhu to sing Shri Rupa Manjari Pada in Srila Prabhupada's ear.
Prabhupada ধীরে ধীরে ধর.
Sing softly. Okay.
Śrī Rupa Manjari Pada, Sei Mor Sampada. Śrī Rupa Manjari Pada, Sei Mor Sampada. Sei Mor Bhajana Pujana. Sei Mor Bhajana Pujana. Sei Mor Pranadhana. Sei Mor Abharana. Sei Mor Pranadhana. Sei Mor Abharana. Sei Mor Jivaner Jivana. Sei Mor Jivaner Jivana. Sei Mor Rasan.
Anyway, so this is 18 minutes, this recording. But if anybody wants it, I can share it with you. But yeah, this is what Bhagavat Maharaj was referring to. It says he sang very, very slowly. Everyone was crying. The whole room was in tears, and everyone was very, very shook up. Then, as the night continued, the kirtan continued on and on. So that's that recording. This second account is a continuation of the previous tape-recorded class, describing recollections of November 14th during Srila Prabhupada's final 5 hours. Srila Prabhupada started exhibiting extraordinary activities. He started to roll back and forth on the bed, back and forth, and he would flail his arms in the air, and then suddenly stop as if he was stunned. He wasn't speaking at all, and then he would groan. Then suddenly he would belch very, very loudly. Then he would shed tears and tremble. And then he would roll again. And in this way he would continue on. He would continue on and on in so many different postures. At first, everyone was horrified. Then Srila Narayan Maharaj came, and he was the last one with whom Srila Prabhupada communicated. I don't know what Srila Narayan Maharaj said to him because I never asked him. Someone should ask him that. This is Bhagavat Das at the time, Bhagavat Prabhu, soon after Srila Prabhupada's disappearance. So he says, I don't know what Srila Narayan Maharaj said to him because I never asked him. Someone should ask him that. He entered the room and Srila Prabhupada was shaking about, flailing his arms. Then he went right up to Srila Prabhupada's ear and whispered something. Then Srila Prabhupada stopped. And Srila Narayan Maharaj whispered something. Srila Prabhupada put up his hand and shook it like he had given benediction. Srila Narayan Maharaj understood what he meant, and then he put his hands down. Very mysterious. His divine departure. When we arrived in those final hours on November 14th, he was not speaking. I felt at that time, by seeing his face, that he was fully remembering the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. I think this was great mercy coming from Krishna, because he had served Radha. Oh wait, this is I think this is back to my Gurudev now. So this isn't Bhagavat Maharaj's excerpt's finished now. Now it's Gurudev. So let me just reread that because I was thinking it was Bhagavat Maharaj for a second. When we arrived in those final hours on November 14th, he was not speaking. I felt at that time, by seeing his face, that he was fully remembering the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. I think this was great mercy coming from Krishna, because he had served Radha Krishna for his entire lifetime. For that special person, Krishna absorption is there. Entranced in this way, his eyes were closed, and he was exhibiting special symptoms. Sorry. It was a very touching scene. He had no pain, no distraction. At that time, his mouth was so beautiful. It was like a blossomed rose, like a lotus. These are the signs of a very great personality. Otherwise, another person may cry, I'm dying, I'm dying, and the face will be so ugly. But he was never like that. He was like a beautiful lotus flower. I knew what he was doing. I have seen others also, including my Gurudev, entering Aprakat Leela. I have seen Pujapad Ananga Mohan Brahmachari, Srila Jagannath Babaji Maharaj, a disciple of Srila Bhaktivedānta Prabhupāda, Srila Narasingha Maharaj, Bhakti Kusal Narasingha Maharaj, that's Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj's uncle, disciple also of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and Srila Padmanabha Maharaj. I have seen many devotees when they departed, so I could judge what was transpiring. They would call out, Krishna, Krishna, and Radhe, Radhe. There are particular signs at that moment which show that someone is remembering Krishna, and Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Swami Maharaj was exhibiting all those signs. He was very beautiful and very exalted. There was no sign of pain and no attachment to the body or anything else. He was no longer anxious for his young disciples, nor for any of the outward things he had established in his Krishna consciousness movement. Now there was nothing else, only remembering Krishna. Our brahmacharis were softly singing some bhajans, that recording I just showed of Shishai Prabhu. At that time, I saw that he was fully satisfied, and thus I was also fully satisfied. I knew then that he would surely go soon. but there was no sign when he would go, whether he would leave now or in a short time. He had previously talked with me when he was in his external consciousness, but he did not request me to stay. I was not in a hurry, but I was thinking that just after my leaving for Mathura, he would enter into Nitya Lila. We left to return to Mathura, and we were informed that he departed a few hours later. Shortly after that time, we returned to the Krishna Balaram Mandir and made all arrangements for his Mahotsav. According to his wishes, we took him on procession to most of the important deities of Vrindavan. There were so many of his disciples and other persons chanting in that procession, and all of the Rajvasis came out into the streets to honor him. My older brother was in that procession also. After this, I prepared his body. I wrote special mantras on his chest and forehead with tilak. I used salt for his body, and then, following all of the proper Vaishnava procedures, I put his transcendental body into samadhi with my own hand. In Madhurya Ras, Prem cannot be contained within the material body. One with a material body can attain up to the stage of Swarup Siddhi. Yet we see that Rasik Bhaktas, those who are already internally situated in their exchanges with Krishna and in his Leela, have Prem and also appear in a body. We should understand, therefore, that their body is not a worldly material body. However, this material body cannot bear to hold Prem. In such a mood of separation, it would burst into pieces. To understand this, we must perform sadhan bhajan and become qualified. Śrīla Swami Maharaj was always in that mood, but he did not externally manifest it. He kept it hidden within himself. He had to suppress all his actual moods for his preaching purposes. His prem was displaying itself inside, but it was not fully manifest externally. Otherwise, all would have been madness and the preaching would have stopped. Srila Gurudev explained that the Uttam Mahabhagavat will come down to the Madhyam platform because we hear in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sarva Bhuteshu Yap Pashed Bhagavad Bhavam Atmana, the Mahabhagavat, the Uttam Bhagavat, they see that same bhav that they have for Krishna, they see that in all souls everywhere. They don't discriminate. They don't see who's on what level, and they see everybody as servants of Krishna. And so, therefore, the Uttam Bhagavat comes down to the Madhyam platform so that he can discriminate and he can control himself and like that. So, the Udipan, the stimulus, was always there, but inside. When he went to the West, there was Udipan for preaching. He preached, "You are not your body," and he preached Gita, Jagannath worship, etc. At the end, he came back to Vrindavan Dham, relishing all his internal moods, and he was always deeply hearing and chanting Hare Krishna. He told us, "My home is in Vrindavan." Home means his loving home, his real home. Śrīla Swami Maharaj was surely in Madhurya Ras. Some may say, why not Sakhya Ras? I am not denying this, because everything is present in Madhurya Ras. All other rasas, like Vatsalya Ras, Sakhya Ras, and so on, are included in Madhurya Ras. So it may be said that all rasas were in him. He was not deprived of Sakhya Ras. He had written some statements in his poems, and he had special affection for Gaur Nitai and Krishna Balaram. But he was certainly in Madhurya Ras, because his sannyas guru, my Gurudev, gave him the sannyas mantra, the Gopi Bhav mantra in our Rupa Nuga line. Just as Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur, and his Gurudev were in this ras, and just as he wrote in his realizations and the purports of his books, he was surely in Madhurya ras. Okay, it is 8:07. I just noticed the time. Thank you for letting me go overtime. So that's our reading for today. And Jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Okay, let's do a short Mahamantra, and then we have our program here in Gopinath Bhavan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur Hari Bo, Jai Gurudeva, 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 Jai Gurudeva, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. जय श्री सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि की जय, श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय, श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय, जय श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय, श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय, श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की जय, जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय, जय श्री परम गुरुदेव की जय, जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, जय श्री रूपानु गौरिया गुरु वर्ग की जय, सपा श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय, श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीगान की जय, श्री गिरिराज महाराज की जय, श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय, जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, जय नित्यानंद प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद अश्रुतर शत शिशिमा श्रील भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, तृतीय शुभ तिरुभाव तिथि की जय, श्रील Prabhupada's Viraha Mahotsav happening all over the world, and how many thousands of temples is going on, massive festivals, how many hundreds of thousands of devotees are glorifying Srila Prabhupada right now. So all these Viraha Mahotsavs, ki jai, all the disciples and disciples of the disciples and followers and everybody who admires Srila Prabhupada or who's been affected by Srila Prabhupada in any way, ki jai, jai, all of Srila Prabhupada's transcendental books, ki jai, all of Srila Prabhupada's God brothers ki jai, jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo, the disciples of those God brothers ki jai. Right. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Padadevi, Satyavataya Namo Namaha, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Dandavat pranams, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Nitai Mukesh ji, Champak Mata ji, and all the devotees here on YouTube and Facebook. There are 10 devotees there. I see Pramila Didi, Rasapriya Didi, Shubhananda Prabhu, Vidyalalasa Didi, Patita Pavani Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Indira Mataji. Raseshwari Mataji says, love this. And Vidyalalasa Didi says, thank you so much for reading, Prabhuji. Such a sublime description of the final pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, oh, and these books there's so many of these memoirs of Srila Prabhupada written by there's Chasing Rhinos with the Swami. This book I'm just reading now, 5 years, 11 months. Miracle on Second Avenue. That's the audiobook I'm going to listen to next by Mukunda Maharaj. And there's so many though. And they are all just the Shamarani Mataji's book, Art of Spiritual Life. Um, yeah, so many of these memoirs, and they're all just so, yeah, so heart touching. So anyways, they're even just from a material like point of view, they're like really riveting. Like you can't stop reading them. They're really good. So yeah, anyways, I highly recommend that book I just mentioned, 5 years, 11 months. And yeah, that's something I'd really love to do sometime. I don't know when we would do it because we have the Bhakti Kiti Tara program that I want to start up again. But at some point, I really love to read through all these different memoirs. Um, Maybe it could become like an evening program thing, like I do it. Not now, but in the future. Yeah. Anyhow, all right. Thank you so much for joining. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream for today? I'm just looking at the. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Jai Shri Radhe. Oh wait, I see Champak Mataji says, you mean the temple president? Oh, you wrote that comment a while ago, so I don't remember what I was referring to. But oh, maybe it was when I was saying about the Gaudiya Maths, like there's no female pujaris, that thing. Um, yeah, I didn't mean temple president, but actually, just regarding that temple president, I just heard this morning Srila Prabhupada said that there's no harm if there's female temple presidents. You just mentioned that. Yeah. So, all right. He said if somebody's qualified for a position or for a post, then they should do it. Doesn't regardless of whether they're male or female. Srila Prabhupada mentioned. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Jai Shri Radhe. See you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Srila Bhakti Sri Rupa Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj's appearance day. So maybe we'll read some things about him and then we'll continue our reading of Damodara Ashtakam.